language. Okay, I teach English as a second language. My name is
Okay.
Alexis running up. Okay, today I'm very happy to for this contest. I am an English teacher as a second language here in Dominican Republic.
Uh-huh.
I teach in different programs, and I collaborate with some school too. Yeah, because I help other teachers to use technology to. Do you know the pandemic?
Right.
Little struggle with us. So a group of teachers, we collaborate each other, so we help and we share ideas and support how we can help our students to do best in this situation. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Do you own your own, or do you kind of lead your own school or group? I was looking at your Facebook page and everything, and it looks like you created some sort of organization also.
Okay, I am, well, I have an English teacher for about 15 years, but I work in the public service from the government in the
Mhm.
morning, and I'm a teacher at the university too, and I have an own project, and
I see.
I teach. My wife and I, we have an English institute, so we teach English to young students and children.
Cool.
It's the
Do you use Kahoot for all of those different groups,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
just
so
one?
they love Kahoot.
Awesome. Me too.
One of the issues that we were facing is that first, me, I am doing using Kahoot for a teacher from United States. We did a collaboration. So because a long time ago, I am doing collaboration with others school around the world. So I have a partner in United States, in Tennessee, especially. She teach Spanish
Oh,
as a second
cool.
language, and I teach English as a second language.
So you
we
kind of swap languages then.
my student communicate with her student. So she introduced me with Kahoot because I didn't know that apps. She introduced, oh, have you used Kahoot? Oh, no, never. So no, it's like this, you can do that. So I started more or less 3 years ago. Yeah, I started using
Okay.
Kahoot and doing that. But at a school, we use it on face to face with a projector. So when the pandemic arrived, so I don't know how to use Kahoot because at the beginning you have, if you want to make a live stream, the student don't see the questions. They have to
Right.
see it was very difficult. It was very
Yeah,
difficult
agree.
to synchronize the Zoom because there is a little delay between what they
Sure.
see and
Right.
that.
Right.
But when do you update that the student can see they saved my life.
Oh, good. I
Yes,
understand. I was
because
also, go
we
ahead.
are we live on developing countries, so we have some issue with the internet. Sometimes it's not very fast, and then when as soon as they have the questions on their devices, so they can quickly, because that is one of the teacher, my internet is not so fast, I can see, and when I see the things, so when do you make that update, that save our life, and the student love it a
I'm
lot.
glad to hear that. That's awesome. I was also, before working at Kahoot, I was an elementary school teacher. So I taught kids that were like 5, 6, and 7 years old. And similarly, we had issues with kids not being able to see the questions in time, or some kids could and others couldn't. And when I saw the update, I was still a teacher when that was happening. It's like, oh, thank goodness, hallelujah, because it makes it so much easier to have it on one screen. So I'm glad to hear that.
The key of the society, because as use a lot of technology, so I update my partners. I said to them, because on the pandemic, my partner don't use Kahoot anymore for that problem, because they only use the challenge.
Sure.
The challenge. So I say, no, they updated. You can use it. And then I start showing them. And for that reason, they send my student to me and they make a Kahoot together with a whole student, my student, another teacher student. So they make a group and they start playing because they save a lot of time for us.
Right.
So if one teacher made a Kahoot, so we are teaching the same subject, or we can use it with different students. For that reason, that create a good engagement with all of the students of the center.
Right, exactly. And then teachers don't have to do double the work because one teacher makes the Kahoot and tons of people share it and play it.
They are very happy for that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's cool to hear that you're using it like in so many different settings and with so many different classes and groups. That's just wonderful.
We use it, for example, if we want to, because the content was November, December. At that time, we were practicing for the exams. So we used to review the content of the classes so the student can have a Kahoot before take the exam. So all of the teachers were agree to prepare. So we have the facility not to create the Kahoot, to look for the created ones about that subject. So we put it and we start working with that, and the student and the teacher join with the student. They send the link and was amazing. The engagement.
That's awesome. Yeah, we find a lot of teachers use Kahoot for exam prep because it helps. One, the content is usually already available, but then you can play with large groups across a whole team. Yeah, exactly. So in terms of where your kind of Kahooting is happening right now, are you all, or in the ways that you're using Kahoot, whether with working with the government or with your like English language school and community, are you using it in person? Are all of your students together in a class, or are you still using it virtually? Are there still closures as there were last year?
Now in the government, we are starting tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to start presential classes.
Okay.
We are going to start some classes. So tomorrow we are going to start teaching classes face to face.
Okay, wow.
And the university in the afternoon, they are going to start tomorrow too.
Okay.
But we are going to be a hybrid. For example, 1 week we are going to be face to face. Another week we are going to be online.
Okay, I see.
That is the situation in Dominican Republic. Some classes are online, and other that need practice. For example, if ask me as an English teacher, for example, speaking, doing writing a
in person.
Do face to face. Now listening and reading, we are going to do it online.
I see.
We are missing in these two situations.
I see. I understand it. I think that's a common situation and common schedule for people really everywhere. So while you were doing kind of the back and forth and the hybrid, and you'll continue with the hybrid situation, I'm wondering if you have any kind of like tips or suggestions or pieces of advice to teachers that might be new to using Kahoot in a hybrid learning environment, but are excited to try it, or even are nervous to try it, suggestions that you might have to make it as seamless or as successful as possible.
That is very simple. That's, for example, like any app, you need to know how to use it. That is the first tip that I can share with my colleagues. For example, we use different apps, but as I told to a colleague teacher, I said it's better to focus in one app and to be expert on that, because there are a lot of apps. But if you change from one, you have to learn, you have to spend time. So that is the situation that I have. So I only use two apps. I use Kahoot and I use Quizlet.
Gotcha.
So, for example, to me, to practice grammar, some activities, I like to use Kahoot. For example, because you can use the multiple choice question, you can use the for the grammar, something like this. So the first is stick with one app, then try to practice yourself. So for example, in my house, my daughter, we practice with her before to sing a course to my student. So I I set the Kahoot, I prepare or I check a Kahoot, for example, in Discovery, and then I look one first before to share to my student. I check it before, and sometimes you could maybe modify because there are some Kahoot that there is a lot of time, so you know that your students are faster than that. Maybe the question are not so clear. So it's for my first advice is to in advance you check it first before you, because the problem is if you are in the classroom and you are talking about the present perfect. Okay, let me look on the, so it's 20 questions. It's very long, 20 questions. Right. I only need 10 questions. I don't have time because, so you have to prepare in advance. That is my first advice. Prepare in advance, practice before send the Kahoot, and do your, for example, in Discovery, there are a lot of, so you have to know how to look for Kahoots.
Right, sure.
If you are teaching a topic, I'm talking because I am an English teacher. For example, the verb to be, you look for the verb to be. There are different kind of Kahoot. So you select one or two, you can create courses that depend. You can send, for example, another good advice is you can do challenge before to do the face-to-face. Yes, exactly. For example, you can send an easy one face-to-face and then put the difficult in the
challenge.
That is the idea. They can have a little practice.
A practice round, right?
You can change, for example, the speed. For example, you can send the challenge with no time. They can do it under your own speed, and then in the face-to-face you can put the time. So that put difficulty to the, because it's not the same to put the verb to be Alexis. So if you less time, you have to think quicker. So that is a challenge for the student.
Cool. Those are great pieces of advice, and I can imagine it would be super helpful to hear.
Another advice is that as I use a computer, when they finish the Kahoot, do you know there is a podium? So I take a picture of the podium, I screenshot, and then I send to my student to the WhatsApp or to the groups. So and I celebrate it. So
celebrate,
Congratulations to Jamil, to Hannah. She was the first champion. Entonces I motivate my student. Say hello or say congratulations to Hannah. Everybody write on the chat right now. Hi, congratulations. So everybody congratulate that person.
That's awesome.
So that's because that motivate the community.
Right.
That makes that the effort that she did, and she feel very well. I think that is one of the kids who say they love because when they won, they say, "Oh, but I am learning."
Right.
I am learning. That's amazing. For that reason, I use that. I motivate my students when they won. I put on the podium on my WhatsApp stage. So I put that to Facebook.
Sure.
So I promote that. Oh, my student, he's the best. He did number one. So
awesome.
And they are happy to participate in that.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Yeah. I know really students of all ages, it makes the podium so exciting to share, and then also like to hype it up and celebrate and motivate it, because really, of course, the podium is exciting, but it's all the learning that happened for kids or students to get to the podium itself. So that's wonderful to hear. Very, very cool. And then kind of one last question to wrap it up. And then if you have any questions for me, and you mentioned that the question and answer being on like the single screen feature has been hugely helpful, saving your life, as you said.
Yeah.
Are there any other features are there any other features that you particularly enjoy, or you see your coworkers and other teachers loving, kind of like your favorite feature with Kahoot so far?
Well, that depends, because there are a lot of features. For example, in order to motivate a student, the podium, I like it a lot when they put the animated podium, because they like it. Another feature for me as a teacher is how can I say that, when you finish and the statistic, the report, the
reports.
So you can see what a student did good, what a student did not so good. So, and they have a very good feature that, For example, with the difficult questions, you
Right.
can make an Kahoot. I feel that
Cool.
is amazing. Because if you want to master the topic of the team, it's very important that I can repeat. For example, the feature that's when you finish the Kahoot and you can repeat it again with the last point. For
Right.
example, we say ghost.
Right.
We, our ghost. That is very interesting because we can see if the student know better now or the
Right.
ghosts are better than them.
Right.
So I like it a lot. That's free feature. The ghost, the kind to repeat the reports, and the podium. I think that's free feature are very, very, very interesting. Something that I want to recommend because I don't see that now. I saw before is that with one pin, we could play many Kahoots, but now we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yes. So we used to have something called like essentially the collections allowed you to use one pin and work through all
one
of the
pin,
games.
yeah, but now
It's right. So we're working.
I a little sad for that.
Yeah, it's coming back. We're hoping for it to come back. We're just going to call it something different so that you have more tools with it. So our courses feature that's now available, you can use one pin. Sorry.
The problem is that, for example, when you are playing, sometimes it's not so difficult because, as the pandemic arrived, the student using a pin, they connected, and then when they finish, they say another pin. Sometimes, not always, but could be useful.
Yes, I understand for sure. The courses feature that we have now kind of took place of that single pin. So if you create a course that has multiple Kahoots, students only need one pin to access it. And the courses are actually...
I used it before because I use a course and then I every time that I when I don't know, I have to check because every time that I going to play a new, so
they a new pin.
They ask me for a new one.
I see.
For that reason is my question. Yeah.
I know that right now they're like updating, the product team is really updating the courses feature and making some changes. So I could be outdated even what I'm suggesting. I trust that you're the expert on that. With the courses, it's part of our Kahoot EDU program, which is our like highest and best, most expansive subscription option. And it's kind of like our district solution, our school solution, rather than an individual teacher. And right now it's completely free for teachers. Just making sure that you knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I am a Kahoot, a checker.
I figured.
I saw the news. Yes, I checked that is there.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
They give you 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah,
60
yeah. Well, 2 months for now. I think it might actually even get longer depending on how many teachers are signed up and what interest there is. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew because it's a great offer and a great deal and you don't need a credit card. So I just wanted to share along that. But thank you so much for giving me so much information and insight and feedback. It was so great to hear how you're using Kahoot with so many different levels of students and so many different types of students. And I know I have your address and your... I'm just checking. Yes, I have your address and where you would like your gift cards to. So that will come probably... I'm not in charge of that. I'm just passing along to my manager, but she should have it to you by the end of the week.
Okay. I'm happy because my students are almost celebrating with me.
Well, good. I'm excited.
To my student, I say, hey, student, we are going to celebrate Kahoot. We are going to receive T-shirts. I don't know, a lot of money.
You're right. $500, $500 US is a lot of money. So I hope
we are so happy to that. So we are going to play more Kahoot than ever.
Awesome. That's fantastic here. Please keep us posted or keep me posted. You have my email address if anything comes up on the Kahoot side or if you'd like to share about anything that's happening with Kahoot. But we are excited to give you that prize and celebrate with you and show you off and support you also. So I'll let you know, I'll send you an update when the blog post with all of your information and with everything that you shared is going to publish on our Kahoot website. And please let me know in the meantime if there's anything else you'd like to share or ask questions about.
Okay, okay. I'm very happy, Hannah. To where are you from, Hannah?
I'm right outside of Washington, D.C. on the east coast of the U.S.
You are, yeah, okay. You are in the U.S. I'm
Yeah, I'm in the
so
US.
so happy to having you. Thanks to the Lord for giving the opportunity to work with us, because one of the objectives to use Kahoot is to help my student, and he's
Wonderful.
really doing that fast, and I am winning some prizes, so I'm very happy for that.
Exactly. There's a bonus, not just helping your students, but helping you. But it was so fantastic to hear all of your experiences. Thank you so much for sharing everything and taking some time out to tell me about it and connect.
Okay, okay. No, thank you very much for your time, Hannah. And
Absolutely.
I hope that we can see you again.
Absolutely. Yeah, please. Anytime. I mean, you mentioned how important it is for teachers to learn how to use Kahoot. So please, if there's ever a time where you would like a video demonstration or a webinar or tutorial, I'm happy to collaborate with you and set a time up so that teachers can get some training and development on that too.
And one invitation I can ask you, Anna, to connect with my student in one of the classes. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I can do my very
Yes.
best. If you give me some advance notice, I can absolutely like pop in
I
like
call
this.
you in advance and send you the link, and so we can connect, because they are learning English.
Yeah,
But
right.
they that could be very good for them to have a native speakers.
Sure.
One of the staff of Kahoot, that would be very great.
Cool. Yeah, keep me posted. Definitely let me know. And you'll also get I'll send an email with all of the with all of this information and links, but I'd also be curious to know if you are interested in joining our Kahoot ambassador community. We have
That was be an honor for me.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that.
Because right now I am ambassador because every place, for example, I belong to a church too, and I share Kahoot with my church, because when I send, for
Awesome.
example, for the youth people, when I have going to have a presentation, I use Kahoot at the end to
Awesome.
know, yeah, and to evaluate how much they understand about the
Cool.
presentation.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. That would be another great example for you to share, but I'll send you information.
And I share, for example, the use of Kahoot with other teachers that they don't use much technology.
Okay.
But I tell them, oh, look, if you can save time. When
True.
you talk to a teacher, when you say to a teacher you're going to save time,
That's all that.
they are so happy
Yes.
because we don't have time.
Exactly. Oh,
Definitely.
isn't that the truth?
One of the thing we will lack is about time. So when you say you can say, for example, in this week we did a Kahoot with in the Adventist church. They were talking about the Bible subject, and the teacher who teach Bible, they want to do something interesting with them. So I say, no, we can do a Kahoot about this book of the Bible. So I look for in the discovery. I modify it. So something that I learned this week is that you can merge two Kahoots.
You can.
I didn't know that because they told me, do you know, there is a book of the Bible that have 28 chapters. So I only want 2 or 3 chapters. But the Kahoot were doing chapter by chapter. So it was very frustrating for me because I have to write that. And how am I going to do that? So I want chapter 2 and chapter 3. And I see chapter 2, chapter 3. So I have to say, well, I'm going to open chapter 2 and they have to copy of the chapter 3. No, but they have to be a way. And so I was looking for, and then we say, oh, you can merge 2. Oh my goodness, you look for in Google.
Right.
How can I join 2 Kahoots? So there is somebody that who said, no, you can do that. And then and I merged 2. You say, glory.
Fabulous. That's awesome to hear.
The next day, the student were amazing. The way I want to repeat again, not to the next time. They was so happy.
That's great.
52 students. They were playing Kahoot this morning. And that's, for example, for that, I spent more or less 30 minutes preparing that Kahoot and merge. Was a saving time. That is another tip. You can merge two Kahoot together. For example, if you are going to talk about 2 topics and do you want to do it in the same game, you can take one, take two, and you can merge that. And they do only one for that. That is another save time, because when you are the majority of the time we don't have time. I don't know. We are running always. And that is a very good feature, something that saves you time.
Awesome. Another good feature. I wrote it down to add it to the blog post and interview. But thank you so much for sharing. I am headed out to talk to another Host the Most winner. So I'm excited to continue hearing stories and sharing. But please email me. I'd love to join your class and talk to your students and kids. That sounds fantastic. So definitely keep me posted, and I'll keep you posted also.
Okay. Another one last thing. Sure. This recording, can you share with me to my students saw it, or it's
sure,
only...
Yeah. I can share it with you. I just was recording for my sake so that I didn't have to take notes the whole time, and I got everything correct. But I can share it with you. Sure, no problem.
Send to me to share to my student. That would be very happy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And good luck going back to school and face-to-face tomorrow.
Yeah. Hannah, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
And thank you. And I waiting my prizes.
It will come. I promise. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.